Well, we're gonna do something different right now. See this little spot right here next to the fire pit? We're gonna pitch a tent, and pitching a tent can be a little tricky by yourself, so I'm gonna do a little tutorial on it. Wow, all right, so look at this thing. I think I bought this for like 50 bucks at Walmart back in 2012. I think all you'll really need is a hammer. As long as you got a hammer. Hey, there's a paper clip on there. Magnetized, huh? Anyway, you will need a hammer. Yeah, I bought this back in 2012. And that was the first time I did any kind of camping on that very first extended tour that I went on. And honestly, I have not used this tent in 6 years. It's just been sitting in the van this whole time. So let's pull apart everything and I'll walk you guys through this tent pitching procedure. Alright, so we got these different components. These are what we're going to be hammering into the ground here after we thread them through the tent. These are the big long poles that we're going to stick into the tent first. So yeah, why don't we assemble these first? It's super easy. Check this out. So you just grab these things and see there's little strings here, and you just go like that. Put them together. And they're a little bendy. So, for starters, that's what we got going on. Go the whole way and do the whole thing. Alright, there we go. I'm going to do that to the other one. I can't remember what this little one's for. Like I said, it's been 6 years since I've done this. So I'm hoping it's like riding a bike. We'll find out. So wanted to do this video on how to pitch a tent by yourself. I actually searched for one on YouTube, and I found one called How to Pitch a Tent by Yourself, and it was like a husband and wife doing it together. So I was like, it's kind of a misnomer. I mean, to say, title your video How to Pitch a Tent by Yourself, and then there's two people doing it. What if you're like me and you're a loner and you want to go camping by yourself? Alright, so next, there we go. I got this little bungee cord holding this whole bag together because it's long since ripped apart. You know. Alright, so this blue thing is the cover that's going to go on top of it, like the rain cover. So I'm going to set that aside right now. I'm going to lay this thing out flat on the ground. See, this thing's toast, but still holds everything together with a bungee cord. So here we go. Yeah, get this pine cone out of the way. As you'll see here, we've got these little deals right here. This is what we thread those big long things that I just assembled together here. So you see that right there, and they go straight into this thing right here, and then we drive one of those yellow things through there into the ground. So let's get going. Now you got to be careful, because as you're threading it through, they will want to come apart. See how there's a string holding it together? So you'll just kind of have to be careful now. So I almost forgot, safety first. When I called the ranger here in the Uwharrie district, they did say camping's still allowed, but they did say it is turkey season and advised that I wore an orange vest. So safety first, I went ahead and went to Lowe's. This was like 10 bucks. Yeah, if it saves my life, I guess it's worth the 10 bucks. All right, so once you get it through this plastic piece here and this black thread piece here, and you see this little blue deal, we're gonna thread it through there all the way across to the other side. You're gonna have to babysit it because these little metal pieces are gonna want to come apart, so you just kind of gotta go little by little. It's definitely easier with a second person, but you know, what are us loners supposed to do? I mean, we gotta figure out how to do stuff by ourselves. So we just continue to run that thread through there, little by little, making sure that it remains 100% connected through the whole thing as it goes over to the other side. Alright, now that these are all good and threaded through the blue parts here, you know, make sure that all those pieces are still connected, otherwise it ain't gonna work. So the next thing we do is get these suckers ready to hammer in there. So take one metal and one plastic yellow, stretch this out as much as you can, and coming together. So now comes the fun part. After you got all four of these, you know, I put the metal things in first because those go into the ground a lot easier. Then we're going to come back and hammer those in. But you pull it nice and snug. And here comes the fun part where we stick the end of the metal pawls there into this little black plastic thingy. So let's do this. And little confession, this is the first time I've attempted to pitch a tent by myself, so let's see how this goes. This might be really funny. Let's see what we got. Alright, looks like we are going to have to hammer those things into the ground there. Leave a little slack there so we can pull it out when it's time to go. Looks like I hammered that one too hard in the past. The ground's nice and soft. Definitely makes it a little easier. Alright, here we go. Let's try this. Alright, so once you've got the long black rods threaded, it's time for the magic to begin. And this is also the part where it gets a little tricky if you're setting it up all by yourself. So here we go, fingers crossed, let's do this. time to hammer that last peg in. Go. Man, yeah, that was all right. What a feeling of accomplishment after getting that done. Alrighty, so tent setup. Yeah,